I'm going to preview and predict who wins between the 6th seed Penn State versus 3 seed Boise State in the quarterfinals for the college football playoff, which will be played on December 31st at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Penn State, as of this recording, is favored by 10.5. We'll see about now and when the game starts. Apologize if I'm looking at it because I cannot memorize all this stuff. I'll go over like the statistics for both of these teams, and you got to take granted the strength of schedule here for both of these teams. Obviously, Penn State is 12-2 with a dominant win against SMU, while Boise State had a bye and they're 12-1. The only loss was to the 1 seed Oregon by 3 points. And I will put the stats in the description below so y'all could see it and all this. Now, first, I'll go over like the 3 seed Boise State in terms of their stats. And I know they only played 7 conference games in the Mountain West. Okay, points per game. 39.8, which technically you could round it out up. 39.1 offensively. Now, defensively, 21.92 or 21.9. Passing yards rushing yards per game, 250.5 on the ground offensively, while allowing 115.1. First downs, 304 first downs offensively, they allow 220. Passing yards per game offensively, 219.62. Now passing yards per game allowed 246.85. Time possession, 31 minutes, 41 seconds for the offense, 28 minutes, 18 seconds for the defense. Now, third down, 49.11% on 169 attempts, 38.14% on defense on 194 attempts. Now, fourth down, 71.43% on 21 attempts, while 50% on 38 attempts defensively. Now, I will go over like the sacks and the tackles for loss, interceptions, fumbles recovered, pass breakups / defended, and quarterback hurries, and block kicks. And if there's safeties, I'll go over that as well. So 104 tackles for loss for the season, while allowing 49. 51 sacks on the year, while allowing 12. 7 interceptions on defense, while the opponent has forced 4 interceptions. 41 pass breakups on defense, 47 allowed by the offense, 25 quarterback hurries by the defense, 13 allowed by the offense, 8 fumble recoveries by the defense out of 13, while 4 fumble recoveries out of 6 by the opposing team. And Boise State has blocked 3 kicks this year. Now, for Penn State, statistically, offensively, 33.9 points per game while allowing 15.9. First downs, 326 by the offense, 235 by the defense. 201.2 rushing yards per game offensively while allowing 100.4 rushing yards. And I'm not saying they're going to shut down Ashton Jeanty all game long, but they could at least slow him down. At least, I would think so. Now, passing yards per game, 238.6. Now, while allowing 179.6. Time possession offensively, 30 minutes, 43 seconds. 29 on offense. Defense, 29 minutes, 17 seconds. 48% on third down on 170 attempts. 34% on defense on 185 attempts. And that's huge. Now, fourth down conversions, 70% by the offense on 23 attempts. 58% by the defense on 26 attempts. Now I'll go over like sacks and all that defensively. Now, Penn State has 102 tackles for loss while allowing 52. Sacks, 36 sacks by the defense while allowing 15. 15 interceptions by the defense while they have 9 interceptions, 45 pass breakups while allowing 23, 38 quarterback hurries while allowing 17. 5 fumbles recovered out of 8, And 4 fumbles recovered on forced, and they have allowed 3 block kicks. And while the defense has not done anything, of course, one thing across the board for both of these teams, you gotta have good special teams. In Penn State, you gotta do a better job on your kickoffs and punts. But I do think the weather played a factor in the game. And this game is at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, by the way, which is located in, I'm trying to look it up real fast and then give a few keys for both of these teams. And obviously, you gotta have good special teams no matter what, because those hidden yards do matter in a game like this. And you don't have special teams blunders, and that's in Glendale, Arizona, by the way. So Boise State's technically closer in terms of distance when compared to Penn State, but it is what it is on that. I will say, for both of these teams, you got to stop the running game as much as possible. They try to make the other team one-dimensional. Well, of course, on offense, you want to be balanced. I mean, if you can. And force turnovers on defense, create havoc plays. Of course, the offense needs to limit that as well. You got to be good job on third down and on offense, and good on third down on defense. You don't want to allow like trunk plays over your head. I mean, as in like 20 yards or more, or yards after catch, yards after contact as much as possible. Of course, on offense, you want that. And there might be some questionable officiating in this game, but you got to move on and be a more mentally tougher team in all this. And I find it interesting that Penn State's favored in this game by 10.5, considering Boise State's only one loss was against a 1 seed in Oregon. And both of these teams did play a common opponent, of course. It's Oregon. Of course. Of course, you want to have points off turnovers if you can. I mean, Penn State literally did that last game against SMU, as we all know. Well, of course, Boise State wants to do that too. While, of course, you want to limit your turnovers, because that does make a difference in ball games. Just saying. So who do I think is going to go win this game? Of course, for Penn State, you need to slow Ashton Jeanty some. I'm not saying he's going to get below 100 yards rushing. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't. But I do think they'll get him below 150. Possibly. And you got to make the other quarterback feel under arrest as much as possible and make him in third and long situations. I mean, and get some pressure on the quarterback. Of course, if you can't let the quarterback beat you on the ground and all that. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm thinking Penn State wins this game, even though this seems like a game that they could lose. I'm not going to lie. I don't trust Penn State, but I don't think Boise State is playing their best right now, and I know they won a Mountain West title game, but you got to look at the other games that they struggled in against a weaker strength of schedule when compared to power conference teams. I mean, Wyoming, you barely beat them. You barely beat Nevada as well. I mean, it's just telling the truth. I mean, it is what it is. And I don't trust Boise State to win this game either. Yes, I know they got a game advantage on terms of on film and more rest. But I just think Penn State somehow wins this game right here. It would be a James Franklin thing to do to lose in a game like this. It would be. And ultimately, I just don't think one guy's going to carry the team enough to beat Penn State. It's going to have to be more than one dude. it's going to have to be multiple guys. Yeah, Instagenti's might get his, but as long as you shut down everybody else, I think Penn State wins this game. And I do think Penn State's more battle tested. And yes, I know they lost to Ohio State by 7. They barely lost to Oregon as well. They beat teams that they should beat, but then they lose to teams that are above them. And I know technically this is a 3 seed, but when you look at the college football playoff rankings, they are below them, I believe. But I'm going to double check. Yep, Penn State's number 4, while Boise State's number 9. So, you got to take it what it is. And I do think Boise State got overvalued in the playoff as well because of that one loss to Oregon. I do. No disrespect to them. But I don't honestly think they deserved a 3 seed. 3 and 4 you could debate, but I would think a power conference opponent team in Arizona State should have been the 3. But that's just splitting hairs. I know the strength of schedule is similar, but at least Arizona State played 9 conference games. And that's tougher than 7 in the Mountain West. Let's just be honest, and Big 12 has more bowl game teams than the Mountain West. Whether Penn State covers this game or not, it doesn't really matter to me, but y'all go right ahead and say, oh, Boise State's going to cover. Or Boise State is not going to cover this game. I mean, Boise State's going to cover the spread, or Penn State's going to cover the 10.5. I just happen to think Boise State's run on a great year is going to come to an end in this game. It's either this game or the following game to me. Even if Boise does win, I don't think they'll go to the national title. I just don't see it. And yes, I know if Oregon is there, they almost beat them last time, but that was early in the year, and Oregon's better now. So that's just my personal opinion about this. And I know the AD at Boise State could be upset at me for saying Penn State's going to win, but he probably knows that Penn State is a good football team. He knows ball. I tell you that. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to Sims Christ course ultimate goal. It's 1,000 more, so make money off this course. Like a video. Comment video really helps YouTube algorithms so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button. It's free notification bell as well. And if Penn State plays exactly like they did last game, they should be able to beat Boise State. They should be able to, in my opinion. But we'll see. This is why the games are played.